Come on for the walk, y'all. Ha! Get your chair. Get your mats. Trying to save my feet and toes.
Power on.
I said I'm walking now. Line up if you walking wall to wall. Get your chair. Cause if I stop walking now, get your mats and gonna do yoga. I'm just a nose. Did I say yogurt? You know what I started doing? Instead of saying the word nothing, I've been saying, which makes me laugh, I've been saying Nathan. My daughter said, what you doing? I said, Nathan. Well, it's funny to me. Anywho, just checking these cameras again. Well, we're in the basement. Got my window open, and it is winter time. What can I tell you? Yeah! Let's see how these camera readers look. Great ride isn't, y'all. Great ride isn't. Y'all know my birthday is coming up. 66 years old. And I've been thinking hard. Thinking about my visit to Ghana. 66. Now I know I see y'all run all over the place. I did a cruise, a lot of old people. That's y'all thing. No, I didn't live that life. I ain't lived that cruising life. I did it once, traumatized. So, excuse me. So then, I was thinking, you know, with this thing in the Middle East, I don't know if I want to go to Ghana and be manipulated like that. I feel all Americans and African Americans, they don't know it, but they can be easily manipulated and lied to. Their followers, their cult followers. This penal colony is full of cults. Sheeps. And I'm not going back to Africa for that. When I go to stay, I'm not going for that. So I'm vibing with the ancestors. And they say, I was told it yesterday, Senor remains. People who come from foreign countries that separate over here, they send the matter back to the country where the matter was made. I was made here. Not like that. Prison here? The ancestors? Yeah. Enslaved here? Yes. Quote unquote free, label, born in blood, inmate, criminal, zoned to areas where conquered people live, where you can have inferior food, inferior plumbing, inferior this, inferior that. No. Only thing I do if I'm buried here is try to burn this bitch down every day. So, when I finish walking this afternoon, I'm gonna call my daughter. She has a, what do you call it, funeral parlor, and you can pay down on it for your to be cremated. And then I did the little research I did. You can't be flown over there, and a burial plot be waiting for me. So I was going to do all the research myself, and then I got this vibe, and the vibe said, no, call the funeral parlor and ask them first. Let them know what you're expecting. And then make an appointment before your birthday. And pay down on your plot, the cremation, and everything. And every time I think about it, my heart becomes so much lighter. No. I don't want my energy to ever come back here. Never, 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 never. Never, 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 never. Whew! Never. Whew! No, So, that's gonna be my birthday gift to me. And then I can just relax and chill out. Roller skate. Look more into the cemetery business in Africa and over here. Maybe I can get a few of my relatives dug up and sit over there too. We can all hang out over there. Don't have to worry about a paddy roller rolling up and blowing us away. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about why European ate us. ate us. I have to use an example so you can see. On the Haitian islands, where Dominican Republic and Haitians share the penal colony. It was Spain's penal colony for removing the ruling class of Africans out, which they had conquered. It was way far away from Africa. And then whenever Spain and France started fighting, it would change over. So then France would send their once ruling class conquered Africans, and they called it Haiti. Now, in the meantime, you can go look in the history books. They put it all in my face. I couldn't help but see they was fighting back and forth, and the Queen married the King. Blah, 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 blah. We can break all that down. But anyway, the descendants of the prisoner of war Africans who were sent to penal colonies in Haiti, Hispaniola, I'm vibing Hispaniola. They started mating because people were already living there. The Africans had already charted it. So again, Spain had maps. So they started mixing natives and the African prisoners of war, the either European French or the European Spanish that was the conquerors, and over the penal colonies, they started mating. And what they did, they would take the mixed race children of the Africans and the natives, or the French, or the Spanish, or just the Europeans, conquerors who had imprisoned them, there. So they started mating. So the lighter your skin was, the more power you had. And in between Haiti and Spain is fighting France, Spain, all that European shit. It's in the history books. But what was going on that island, whoever was in control, they took over the whole island. But one thing they made for sure clear was that the darker skinned Haitians the original prisoners of war or the descendants of the prisoners of war ruling class Africans who were imprisoned by the Spanish and the French. The darker ones were closer to them. The lighter ones, not so much. So, as they fought back and forth, Spain, France, they broke it down. Where it stands now, from what I see, the Spanish people took all the mixed race children from over generations of the African slaves who were brought to those penal colonies. So that's why now there's a gate up. And the Dominican Republic says, you dark conquered people, you dark conquered people that nobody likes, don't come over here. And the Haitians are saying, bitch, you got my DNA. That's what they told the Spanish people, the Dominican Republic. Bitch, you got my DNA. They said Dominican Republic. I went to a beautician place, and my daughter too. Y'all talking about silk press. Them Dominicans were straightening that hair to European texture when I was a child. They could take the African texture and make it European with a hot coat. Notorious, famous for it. They now call it silk press. So now, that's why the Dominicans do that. Because they don't want to be associated, not even by hair, to the African. To them, they are native, whoever was on the island, and whatever country, European country took over. They claim no, though you can see, and I said, bitch, you got the DNA. They claim no connection. None. To the Africans. And of course, the Spanish, on that side, you know. So Spain, none of them rich because they're all under another country. So Spain is getting their money from Dominican Republic, and France is draining Haiti. But do you see how the separation was made? It all started with the African prisoners of war who were brought to those lands as prisoners of war, and those lands were penal colonies. And apparently we as African Americans, thank goodness, we didn't mix that much. But they were allowed to. So they mixed, and now the Dominicans say, we're not black, there's no African in us. That's why they're doing all that shit with Haiti. That's why when Orange Slime Ball was up here with his foolishness and the whole Black Lives Matter thing, the Dominican Republic was standing out there screaming. Because they do not believe that they have any African blood in them. They hate them. I can't have any African blood in me if I hate them. But bitch, the reason y'all are Dominican Republic is because of your descendants of. Do you see where I'm going with that? Are y'all getting it? Don't worry, I'm swinging on around Europe. It's almost our water time. How can you not wake up and exercise in the morning? We're already at 15 minutes. We're at 15 minutes already. Let's get some water, y'all. Mr. Ron Jackson. You know, I think the greatest musician is the greatest teacher. And I said, those who can't teach. I'm walking, y'all. One thing I say, when my ass is getting to my Africana crypt or grave, sure won't have to worry about hearing that no more. I may be hearing a bunch of languages I don't know, but it won't be this language, which I call bullshit. Some people call it language, they call it bullshit. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I keep forgetting to take my water out in the morning and let it sit, and I can't throw it back like I want to. So. If I stop walking, y'all, here we are. Yeah. Come on with me. So now, I'm like, oh gosh, I don't got a whole lot of time to get these travel arrangements done. You know. And then I was like, wow. I got the vibe. My first tattoo ever will be a do not resuscitate. And then I got to find out from the funeral people, is there a number or do I put property of Gus Funeral Home? That lets you know when I hit that ground, scoop me up, ash me. Throw me in the tent. I will give them pictures and stuff. Put it in the baggage. Sit at the Accra. I'm not African. As far as people country, I'm African American. And we always mess up languages. You know? I should have said I'm not a Ghanaian. But I think I am. Anyway. I won't find out until I can find some company I can send my spit to in Africa. These genealogy things on this penal colony, remember the whole thing is white supremacy. They ain't even telling the folks how much African they got in them. They won't have no business. So, I'm trying to wait till I find one. They keep having one on Facebook, but I know that's just them Mormons, them chameleons. No, thank you. I don't trust anybody's test. So the first thing you do is make sure you don't tell the people the truth. These folks know how much African they had in them. They start acting a hell of a lot more better towards us. Anyway, they ate us now. So, did y'all get that? When the Black Lives Matter thing came, the Dominicans came out of nowhere. They were like throwing stuff at Black Lives Matter. They was fighting them. And though you can look at them and clearly see the traits of the African that they have in them, they don't. They think if they hate the Africans, then you have no connection. So that's why they like birthing out. They love birthing out, or they just married within each other. They're either going to birth out to Europeans, or they're just going to marry amongst one another. Now another race the same way happened. Let's go over to Puerto Rico, which we know is a Spanish penal colony, where the ruling class of Africans were overthrown and prisoners of war sent to penal colonies that the Africans had already charted. Whew, I had to get that out, right? So, they bring the African prisoners of war to Spain. They start mating with the island people. They don't mind that. But of course, since they copy everything from off these penal colonies and these junkyard dogs, of course, they say, well, we can have more babies. If they breed with the people on the island, then they breed with us. More enslavement people, more free labor, more sugar, more money for Spain. Over some time, they started birthing out the African. They started birthing out the African. When I saw my first African Hispanic Puerto Rican from the penal colony of Puerto Rico, I was shocked. They was real Africans like my grandmother and my daddy. And my mama. A little above charcoal. Yes. I was a child in school the first time we met. And they were so regal. They were so, they didn't have the hair, they were African. I mean, they could press hair like no other, but, well, the Dominicans, they're along the lines of that. They could take this African hair and make it as straight and silky as European. So, slowly, but surely, the Africans became the conquered people. I'm talking about on the island of Puerto Rico. I'm talking about their own descendants. They broke off. They're not like that. And they started, they started birthing out the African. More to the natives. When I was small and the folks came to New York from Puerto Rico, they all had that long straight hair. You could clearly, they looked like Native Americans here. And that's what people said, no, they're Puerto Rican. But I was like, they're Indian. They're Indian. They're like, stop being so stupid. They're not Indian, they're Puerto Ricans. So, the birthing out of the African, Puerto Rican. And so now they say, no, I'm not African. Somehow they love the African beat. I can't understand that. They claim the African beat, but not the African DNA. Child, make it make sense. So, they live separately. I knew some African Americans that went over to Puerto Rico to do stuff. They was put off the bus. Their business was horrible. Horrible how they was treated. They came back shell-shocked. And I knew I was never going to go to Puerto Rico. And now I know why. So they're conquered. They're descendants of the conquered Africans of Spain. The ones who didn't mix out. They're zoned. They're zoned. They have their area. On the island that Haiti and the Dominican Republic share, the Haitians are zoned because they didn't blood out. Those who said, no, my husband gonna look like me and my kids gonna look like me, they the Haitians. The ones that said, oh, no, I'm gonna mix with the natives, I'm gonna mix with anything to lighten up this race. They the Dominican Republics. Whew. And does that help you understand a little bit why the Europeans ate us? Does that help it a little bit? Does that help it a little bit? That's why I ask African Americans, it ain't got nothing to do with the color of your skin. Not really. It has the fact to do that you were a ruling class. You were overthrown. And through ages, this is us. This is what happens. No, you ain't getting no reparation. You're not going to get any money to go into Africa. See, they still fear us as a ruling class, and we don't even know it. That's what I love about the Haitians, the Puerto Ricans, which are the descendants from the African Prison War. I love them. It is such a regalness to them. It is such a, they stomped it out of us here. They was like, them Scott Irish. Hang them, burn them, storm. They got it out of us. But the regalness in their manner and their movement, like they move like they like, bitch, we know we were the ruling class. Because if you look through the wars, that's how it happens. So, everything else is psychological bullshit. Everything else is psychological bullshit. No, you're not inferior. No, there's nothing wrong with your thing. And no, no, it's not. Your heart ain't like this, and then your feet, and then all these wrongs. Stop running to these German Ethiopians and telling them that there's something wrong with you. Remember what I just told y'all about the Dominican Republic. I tried to use an example. And how much they hate the Haitians. Them German Ethiopians, the same way. If you tap into their African side, they can love you. And if you tap into their African side, they can hate you. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Don't mess for them and don't mess with them. No. I was wondering when I was smaller. Well, you know, the African is this, and then you're that, and then you're this, and then, and oh yeah, you got this, and yeah. A lot of it y'all put there. so y'all would know. Let's stop hating ourselves. And our children. Stop holding ourselves to these standards of these folks. I remember during the Black Lives Matter thing, she said they kept moving the goalposts. They keep moving the goalposts. Every time we think. And I said, stop it. You're a conquered people. Living on this penal colony in zone areas. Zoned by the penal state, zoned by the penal people, and zoned by the whole penal colony. Stop putting pressure on yourself for this. No. Just be happy with what you got. And yeah, my first tattoo ever. Like I told y'all, do not resuscitate. And then property of whatever funeral home that is. I don't care where I am, or where I drop. Whoo! Take my remains and put them on the first plane smoking to Aquagana. First thing smoking, never to return. No. I never did nothing to these people, but now I understand the history. The hate, the H8, is more from familiarity. More from familiarity. If y'all look on YouTube, y'all can see what we're going to talk about Friday. What we're going to talk about Friday is why the Tudors always had powdered faces, hands, and anything that's exposed. Why the Tudors had those big dresses. Wonder what they was covering. And if you get my drift, then the H8, I'm trying to tell you, I tracked it down. It is more familiar than just, I don't know nothing about you, I just picked you up and dropped you over here. It's the Haiti situation. But it's the ruling class that was put on Haitian stuff by the European, Spanish, Spanish, English, Portuguese, France, Germany, Swiss, Polish. So I know that Ancestry.com. It is a lie, the truth ain't in you. Okay? I ain't sending my shit there. Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbow, neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 for good luck. We're so focused. Oh, if our DNA get there, and then the police, if something happened, they could track you down. I'm like, y'all ain't even getting it, is you? That's almost like a cleansing thing. I would say maybe if you put 100 white people in the room and they did the blood test and they did this true DNA, I say maybe, okay, let's put it like this. I said white people. Maybe 2, 3, or 4. Now you know why King Henry and Queen Elizabeth and Queen this and Queen that always had them powdered faces. Then you're going to find why the whole thing about blue blood is so important. Blue vein is so important. Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbow. Neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 for good luck. And then you'll find out why the ladies had to have the parasol. They said it was because of the sun. But it's more of what the sun brought out. But we're going to talk about that Friday. Why the Tudors had powdered faces. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. I love y'all. Y'all keep me healthy. I'm skating today. I'm losing the weight. Oh, yeah. I got to tell y'all about that tomorrow. I got like a $220-something phone bill for my one visit to the doctor. And I got Medicare. They taking some money out my check for B, but they said I ain't paying B. They said I ain't paying nothing but the money. Oh, child, I can't even tell you. Do not resuscitate. Property or whatever funeral home. I'm out of here. I ain't doing this no more. I ain't doing this no more. Whew. After they finish sucking what little bit of Social Security had and life out of me, after that, I'm good. I'm good. It's been a hell of a ride. Anyway, like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Subscribe. Thanks for coming on the walk. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming on the walk.